Please welcome to the 700 Club, Brian Welch. Brian, great to have you with us. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You had everything going for you. You had millions of dollars. You had adoring fans. You had success coming out of your ears. What was wrong?
Oh, man. The fun, it was fun at first hanging around with my friends and everything and just playing metal and being loud and obnoxious. but it just kind of, I don't know, it just wore on me, and that lifestyle started tearing me down, you know, just with the beer and the drugs that crept in.
How hooked were you on drugs? What are you taking, coke or heroin, or what was doing?
I was doing methamphetamines. Right. I started with coke. Yeah. Then I moved to pills. Then the beer was always the main thing, but then I moved from like harder drugs to harder drugs, and I when my wife left, she got hooked on methamphetamines, and I was like, man, I'm never gonna do that. Yeah. You know, look what it did to her. But for some reason, I got hooked one night when I was drunk, and I used it every day for 2 years.
I mean, were you in sort of some never land? I mean, your mind couldn't have been together. How were you playing music?
It was hard. It was definitely hard, but you know, I was a functioning alcoholic, functioning drug addict, and I just, I don't know, I barely made it, you know, and I'm just thankful I'm alive.
Well, a lot of people in your era have died because of this stuff, haven't they? OD'd, yeah. Been involved in accidents, prison. Your wife, you all were having sort of a tempestuous relationship, and then did she leave you or you left her? What?
She left me. We were doing drugs together once in a while. We had a daughter, and you know, we were doing the best that we could, but that rebellious side would just come out of us, and we end up getting drugs once in a while. And she ended up getting hooked before me, and she split, and she got hooked up with all these skinheads, and they were like hawking my gold albums and Korn and stuff, and you know, it was a nightmare. It was like, what's going on? You know, I felt all this jealousy and this rage, and I was even thinking about and talking to people that were hooked up with crime people that could like hurt this guy, you know, and I was like, either I'm going to go that route and step over that line, or I'm going to just, you know, and luckily I didn't. Well,
what, she got killed, or is she still alive? Or?
Yeah, she's alive. She's doing good right now.
Is she good?
And, you know, she's had a hard life, you know, when she was growing up and stuff, so she's got a lot of issues that she's dealing with, but right now she's doing good, and I'm just praying that she stays good.
You had a little daughter. What was that? What was going on with that little daughter that sort of changed your mind?
You know, it just, this little girl, when my wife left me and she came on the road with me, you know, I quit the drugs immediately, and I took her on the road, tried to bring her around the heavy metal lifestyle, and this kid's like, and there's these big old security guards that I got, and everyone's like loving her being out there, and she just brought that innocence and that purity, and it helped me get through it, and it just helped me want to man up, I guess they say.
Yeah.
And I did for a while, but I don't know, the drugs just had a grip on me, and that lifestyle had a grip on me, so I just sunk back into it, and it became what I always thought that I wouldn't.
Well, you one time along the way called out to Jesus. When was that?
That was the beginning of 2005.
Yeah.
I had tried to go to outpatient rehab, because when you're on crystal meth, you get really like paranoid. And so I couldn't go to this rehab and just, you know, sit and share my feelings and all that. And so I tried to go to outpatient rehab, and it didn't work. And I met some people that I was friends with, doing business with actually, and they invited me to church, and I went when I was strung out all night. I didn't sleep for a couple of days, and I went to church, and I just felt something, and you know, and the guy said that Jesus was real. The pastor was just saying, if you just talk to him, you know, he'll start to take things out of your life that's hurting you and stuff. And in my sick mind, I was like, I'm just going to go home, and I'm going to do my drugs like I normally do, and I'm going to just talk to Jesus. And that's what I did. I did drugs, and I talked to Jesus. And
what did he say?
I remember I snorted, or I chopped up my lines, and I snorted my lines, and I just looked up, and I got real, you know, and I said, Jesus, if you're real, take these drugs from me, because I'm going to die if I don't quit doing them.
Right.
And I remember I said, Lord, check my heart right now. And I stayed silent. And I said, you know I want to quit. And I said, if you're real like this guy says, you know, take this stuff from me and make me become a good father for my kid, you know, basically. And within a couple weeks, I just got the power and the urge to throw everything away.
All gone? I mean, no withdrawal, nothing? I mean, it was just gone?
Within the 2 weeks, I slipped one time because I found some more. But when I tried to get high, it's like I knew inside it was the last time I was going to get high. But when I remember I was on my last little bit, and I was thumbing through the Bible going, is this stuff real? Is this real? You know, I need it to be real. And all of a sudden, I felt a peaceful presence, like heaven opened over me and came over me. And I was like, I looked up and I just said, Father. And I knew it was God. And all of a sudden, the fatherly love came into me. It came out of me. And I was able to look at my daughter the next day, throw away all my drugs, and look at her and say, Janaea, I'm going to be home with you every day. No more nannies, no more tours. And her face just lit up. And it's like my life was instantly changed. And it's you know, you can't deny a changed life. And I'm still going.
Well, what happened to the band? I mean, did you regret giving up all that stuff? I mean, the fame and the groupies and the yelling and the cheering. Does that make any difference to you?
I miss the fans, but no. I mean, when God tells you something, it's like, that's God, you know? And it's like, it was so, I mean, just to be honest with you, I tried a lot of drugs and I tried all that lifestyle and stuff, but when God took me somewhere else, that was better than any drug I've ever tried. It was God, you know? And it's like, I was instantly, I want you, and I'm following you. And he made me just be that man and be a father to my kid. And the band freaked out a little bit. They thought I went nuts. But
did it break up when you left, or is it still going?
They're still going.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, and another guy quit a year after me, and they're still going. So they're determined.
Well, save me from myself. Here he is. Okay. And where can you get these things?
Just Barnes and Noble and Borders and any music store, iTunes. You can get the CD. It's everywhere. And you know, I'm just.
Have your fans been responding to this? The former fans, have they been buying them, listening? Do you have any idea what's going on?
Like at first, they all freaked out and thought I went totally crazy.
Yeah.
But then they read the book. Yeah. A lot of them have read the book and they're like, you know what, this guy is just a hurting person that needed help.
Yeah.
And they get it, you know, and they see that I'm not changing, and I didn't turn into like an overly religious nut. I'm back to myself, you know, but I'm filled with the Spirit and doing things for God now. And the music, when it came out, it's really heavy metal and stuff. And so they're like, wow, he's still Head.
That was your nickname, Head. What, you had a big head as a kid?
Yeah, man. All the kids used to, or a few of my friends used to make fun of me and call me Big Head. And but I remember an older lady walked by when I was getting made fun of at the movies, and she said, "That's okay, honey, because that just means that you're smarter than them."
Well, Brian, I tell you, I'm thrilled at what God's done in your life. Filled with the Holy Spirit, drug-free, and a great father. You gonna have any more kids? Is one enough? You don't get married or anything, are you? Or are you?
I'm not. I'm good right now. I like being single. I'm like Paul, you know, right now. But I take care of my kid, and I'm just, you know, never know what the Lord has for you, though.
Sure. Right? Well, God bless you. I appreciate you being here with us. And again, that book, ladies and gentlemen, is Save Me From Myself. That's available in paperback, along with a study guide version called Washed by the Blood, and the CB is called Save Me From Myself. So, Brian, God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you for having me. It was an honor to be here.
Well, it's my great pleasure.